What is up, disc golfers? Today on Iceberg TV, before we start the video, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Gripper and Ripper Disc Golf. They have a lot of really amazing discs still in stock that you may not find on other sites. They still have Tour Series Lunas, Discmania tilts, and many of your other favorite brands. Use code Iceberg15 at checkout for 15% off of your order. Huge shout out to Gripper and Ripper Disc Golf. Also, they'll be sponsoring a giveaway in the very near future. So today's video is going to be all about Chris Dickerson. I received a message from Six Sided Discs. They said, hey, we're a big fan of your channel. Can you please report on the YouTube video that we did about Chris Dickerson throwing Discraft on video for the first time? And I'm about 6 minutes, 50 seconds through the video, and it seems to be the stability of the discs seems to be the most surprising thing to Chris Dickerson. And I know Prodigy discs are notorious for being like really flippy. It's really hard to find like good quality overstable drivers. Even D1s really aren't that overstable unless you get like very special like lavender runs or prototype runs. So the fact that Chris Dickerson can actually throw a stock disc and actually have it be overstable, a guy with the amount of power he has needs overstable discs that he can depend on. And yeah, we'll just pick through this video a little bit and actually watch him throw here. He's throwing a lot of ESP forces and a few other drivers so far.
Oh, I didn't get it.
Miss it. Oh.
Went through it, but...
Nice. Bunch of invisible branches up there.
And we're just going to poke through the video here for when we see Chris Dickerson.
Get up, James. Oh! Let's go.
Man.
There it is. So were the Joma's putting game videos as fun to film as they look?
Yes. Yeah, especially the one in the trampoline park.
Yeah.
Because we had way too much fun.
It looked like it.
Yeah, well, we were just bouncing all over the place. And it was the day before the tournament.
Yeah.
And we really hadn't done anything like that in a long time. So the next day, all of us were like, wow, our legs are really tired.
Right.
Yeah, so
How old are you, Chris?
28.
28, yeah. Yeah, I turned 35 this year. And this winter I discovered that knees can hurt when it gets cold. It's not a very nice discovery.
I love videos like this where we get to see just like the raw personalities of some of our favorite pro players, because we can assume what we think they're actually like, but we don't actually know. So when we watch videos like this where we just get like the most raw organic form of these guys, like it's really cool to see that like Chris Dickerson seems like a really cool dude and extremely deserving of the contract. Obviously from his level of play he deserves it, but it makes it even better that he also seems like a really chill dude as well.
Up there.
Just like all these throws in this video, it really just seems like all of his discs are more overstable than he's used to, which is, he's obviously going to beat them in and get some flippier ones going over time. But it's really exciting for me to see Chris Dickerson actually having discs in his bag that are dependably overstable, and you can actually go and get replacements of these overstable discs and continue to see success. Like it's that kind of game works for Kevin Jones because he likes throwing everything on hyzer anyway, but Chris Dickerson really seems to like a flat release angle. So if he's got something that's really reliably overstable, maybe he won't have so much troubles at hole 18 at Fox Run in Vermont. Like certain holes just like that, like you need something that you know is going to be stable. So it's really cool to see Chris Dickerson having discs that are actually overstable now. Looks like he's throwing a Zeus here, so we'll have a look at him throwing the Zeus.
He says you can't have it though.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. This is an exciting one. He's going to throw Captain's Raptor. I've been really wanting to see how these fly. Because I've seen Yuli throw it and I've seen Paul Macbeth throw it. But those two guys can make any disc look good. So I'm really excited to see Chris Dickerson's sort of raw reaction to how stable this is.
This one right here?
Uh-huh. Pretty overstayed. As long as I don't hit one of these trees. Thank you.
Yeah, that thing looks wildly overstable.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Should be a good one.
Should be.
Looks like he's going back to the Captain's Raptor.
Yeah, that's a good way for it.
Close?
It'll putt. I don't know how close it is, but it'll putt.
Mmm.
And these guys over at Six Sided Discs are really cool. It's like a mystery box, like disc golf monthly subscription mystery box service, and so it's pretty dope. I had reached out to them when I had like 1,000 subscribers, and I don't think they got back to me then. But yeah, maybe we'll be able to get something going in the future with them because they reached out to me to make this video because I think they're excited to see that they are able to get Chris Dickerson on video throwing Discraft, which is very exciting stuff for most of us.
Time?
Not anymore.
No?
Used to. Which
Yeah.
one are you looking for? It made it. It's down here.
Half-hour drive, and then you stop once, twice, 3 times, whatever, and pretty soon it's 8 hours.
Yep. So, yeah, whenever it's 5 hours or so between tour stops, that's not that bad. Used to whenever I started touring, or not touring, whenever I started traveling to play tournaments, around 3 hours, I hated it.
Yeah.
Anything over 3 hours, but now 3 hours is a breeze. 5 hours, yeah, kind of the same, but then 7-8 hours starts to get to you.
Yeah, we started dragging around like the 6th hour yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like super fast before that.
Yep.
And then I think we hit the tunnel and it was like, oh, we're only just now in Tennessee.
Oh yeah.
Just now. It's been dark for an hour and a half. Is it the footwork?
Got it.
Hey!
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, I found that the key to long drives is don't think about it.
Yeah.
The second that you think about how long you have left.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah, we were. That's because we turned the music off and started going. Man, well, only 2 hours left.
I used to set up.
Oh.
Going for the Conrad.
Yeah.
He seems to really be reaching for these ESP forces a lot, and these things are pretty overstable. I can get a good bit of turn out of them with my forehand, but I don't get nearly enough torque on my backhand to like hyzer flip or turn over an ESP force unless it's like really, really broken in. Or I had a prototype force that was really flippy, but like for the most part, the force is like, it's basically like the Destroyer. It's like that super dependable, overstable mold that most of the Discraft pros are gonna reach for.
Is that a force?
Yeah, it's like a medium stability. It'll flip a little bit, but it's still overstable.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Now this is a good T-pad. Since I've been
Yeah, there you go.
This is a... There it is.
First time.
All right, man.
Week, give or take. On an average week.
Let's say average. Well, at the very least, as long as the weather isn't bad, I would say 7.
7 rounds a week?
At least 1 round a day.
Yeah.
Every now and then I'll play 2 rounds a day, so it'll vary
Okay.
depending on what I have to get done that day and
Right.
like I said, weather and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess not. Greg just
So, all right, if you want to get good at disc golf like Chris Dickerson, you should be playing 7 to 10 rounds per week. I'll try and keep that in mind moving forward. That is a lot of disc golf. But if you want to be the best and you want to win the USDGC, that's going to be what it takes, I guess.
So what I found with the Big Z Anax is that it's quite a bit more overstable than the normal Anax.
Yeah.
So, you know, a normal Anax will try and stay.
I love the shape of this Big Z Onyx. It kind of it has that like sort of feel of like an understable disc with this ridge on top here. It's kind of it's not shaped like my Roadrunner, but the Roadrunner kind of has that nose angle on the top, just on the edge here. That's pretty similar to this, and I really love I feel like that kind of rounded shape at the top there is like really easy to hold in the hand. I'd really like to get my hands on one of the ESP Onyxes and see what it's like. I used to throw one of the original Onyxes, and it just felt cheap, honestly. Like the normal, like the ESP Onyx just feels cheap in the hand, so the Big Z Onyx would be way more up my alley. I love the flight of the Onyx, but I just thought that ESP Onyx just felt like super thin and cheap and uncomfortable in the hand.
Stand up a little bit. This one I can kind of throw flat, and it's just gonna fade over. I say that, and I'm gonna
Oh, just go in the basket. That'll do. What do I got to throw 450, huh?
Yeah, the Onyx is probably like Paul McBeth's best creation with Discraft so far, mold-wise. But I took it out of the bag because I just thought it felt like crap in the hand. But a Big Z Onyx, on the other hand, would be super cool to get used to and to try. It's really fun seeing Chris actually throw these discs, so it looks like we have a clip of him throwing a Buzzz here as well.
a little crosswind, so it might flip it.
Oh yes, that's a
Hey, if Drew Gibson can do it.
That was like a 420-foot putt shot.
Yep, that'll do as well.
In my dreams.
We got a little mini.
Yeah, these guys are watching Chris do things that like normal people can't do. That one's a blank. I have no idea what that is. It's flippy. What the heck is that? Must be a sting or something.
Well, maybe.
Better skip than I thought it was.
Wow. Nice shot.
Thank you.
That must have been like a sting or something flippy. I really want to see more of these Captain's Raptor clips.
Ooh, snuck it in.
He's definitely getting used to the new putters. They're coming out of his hand like really like wobbly, which is very unlike Chris Dickerson.
It's not overstable anymore.
I don't know. That thing is a pretty big chunk taken out of it already, and it's still overstable.
Do it.
Yeah, those Captain's Raptors are going to fill I think every single Discraft Pro is going to bag the Captain's Raptor because the Raptor just isn't that overstable if you compare it to like a flat top Firebird or some of the other really, really overstable discs on the market. But the Captain's Raptor looks like it really fits that overstable slot. So that's really great that Yuli was able to put that together for Discraft.
It's in Columbus.
Yeah.
Or Discraft was able to put it together for Yuli. Either way, it seems like a really good disc.
Yeah.
Let's see. Columbus.
Brent Hambrick. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is. It's a fun course.
Yeah,
I
it's.
really like that course.
I grew up in Westerville, which is where the course is, and that's where. This will tell you what I knew about disc golf when I was playing in like high school, like 04, 05. I had 4 discs. It's gonna work.
Let's see. 1 is the turnover. 2's down there. 3's basket.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a skins hole that they used to play. They probably still do. But yeah, the temp we played on the other side. and there's a backup, so 2 or 3 cards. You know, with the dam, they don't close it. People are walking.
Yeah.
And this guy's walking by as somebody's getting ready to tee off, and he was with his girlfriend. He goes, "Hold up, I want to see what he's got." The guy heard him and just kind of like looked around, and then he shanks his shot, and the guy goes. It was awful for that guy just because he put him on the spot, and then he didn't throw a good shot. But for the rest of us watching,
Hilarious.
it was great.
That's
it was
awesome.
Good content.
It's really fun. They actually ask these like different, like, I guess, mainstream questions to Chris Dickerson along the way, like things you would, if you were to bump into him in an elevator, like, you know, a random question you might think off the top of your head to ask, and they seem pretty fun.
Yep.
3. Calvin Heimberg is probably my all-around favorite to play with.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna give somebody crap or a hard time, it's gonna be Eric Oakley or Big Germ.
Love it.
And then as far as like competing, I like playing with Paul. As I would have said that before I joined Discraft, because
Right.
we will compete, but he's also the person that'll he'll carry on a conversation with you.
Right.
Round.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, if neither one of us are having really a good round, we're not going to be doing too much talking.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But yeah, when we are there, there's always a conversation.
Yeah, he seems like a nice, approachable guy.
Yeah.
Dude, Team Discraft is so stacked right now, to be honest. Like, Team Discraft is absolutely insane right now with Paul and Yuli and Ezra and Chris Dickerson. It's by far the best team in disc golf right now. If they had a massive team competition, like, Discraft would just dominate the rest of the field. And on top of that, the culture over at Discraft is insane. Every single one of these team members on Discraft are like super chill and super cool to be around. I'm not sure who's in charge of signing and interacting with who actually gets to be on Team Discraft, but I'm assuming like Jeff Corns and those guys play a big role in that. Like they're creating such a cool culture over at Discraft. It's making me like Discraft a lot more, and I think it's going to make a lot of other people like Discraft a lot more. Like they just keep signing like all the extremely talented but also down to earth players, and it's really cool to see that they're creating this like mecca of disc golf culture. It's really cool.
Ooh.
See ya.
See you later. There it is. Oh. Come on now. The basket's right through those tiny trees. Right there.
Oh, okay, that flippy green disc he probably threw before must have been an Undertaker.
That was an Undertaker.
I think as a first take of, seeing Chris Dickerson throwing Discraft, my impression is that he's got a lot of work to do, but he's going to very quickly learn to lean on the Force. And it seems like the Force, the Undertaker, the Buzzz, the Captain's Raptor. So as long as he can find a putter that he likes, obviously Chris Dickerson is one of the best players to ever throw a disc. So he's going to figure it out regardless. But it seems like he's already learning to lean on certain discs, which is going to be really good for him being able to just show up on tour and play well just off the rip. So you're going to see him leaning on the same discs over and over and over again. And as he continues to build a relationship with the discs in his bag, he's going to have a more diverse game as that continues to develop. Switching your entire bag is really hard. And if you've never done it, give it a try. Just use your friend's bag. Just do a bag swap with your buddy and try and play with their discs. It feels totally foreign. Your game gets a lot worse at first, but then eventually you'll wind up getting better from the experience. But at first it's super challenging to throw a completely new bag. It's super tough. I'd love to hear your comments in the comments section down below. You're watching Iceberg TV, and take care.